Clara. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me today.
You're welcome. Anytime.
This is Clara Rooth,
Hey,
and
guys.
she's the librarian at Alvin Primary. Clara, can you tell us a little bit about your school?
Absolutely. So we are Alvin Primary in Alvin ISD. We are a pre-K through second grade campus. We have 8 classes per grade level. 2 classes are bilingual for our Spanish-speaking students, and then 6 are English language. And so we have 593 students total, and like I said, we're pre-K through second grade. So it's about 27% Spanish as a first language, and the rest are English as a first language.
Oh, thank you, Clara.
You're welcome.
And you had also mentioned earlier that over half of your student population is considered at risk as well.
Absolutely, due to could be socioeconomic status, could be academic level, whether or not they're homeless, different factors that are indicators for at risk.
Okay. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about information ethics.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay. My first question is, have you ever dealt with any information ethic type issues with teachers?
Absolutely. At a pre-K through second grade campus, it's the issues that I see are with adults. So just 2 different instances that I could tell you about. First of all, I know everybody uses Teachers Pay Teachers, the website where you can download great resources that other teachers have created. But we've had issues in the past where teachers will buy the paid resources and then they share them among the different teachers on their team, which is, it's great for sharing, but Teachers Pay Teachers actually offers a multiple license purchase where they will give it to you for a little bit cheaper, out of, just being grateful that you're being honest and not sharing. So we've talked about that and how you shouldn't be sharing things that you pay for, that you need to really give a thought to those teachers who are creating it and selling it for an income, that we need to be respectful of that.
Right.
So, of course, that. And then, second of all, I just had this yesterday, so I was like, oh, I'm going to say it.
Perfect.
I had teachers writing grants for the Alvin ISD Education Foundation, and I had a group of teachers who were writing it, and they asked me, they were telling me about it, and they said, for the rationale part, we're just going to go to the website, and we're going to copy and paste what they said was the reason, or a great reason to have this resource that they were trying to get the grant for. And I said, well, are you going to cite that? Are you going to put it in quotes? How are we going to cite that you got it from this source? And they're like, well, we're just going to copy and paste. So we talked about, well, you're going to need to change it up, because you cannot just, take somebody's words. You can quote them if you're going to cite them. So we kind of went over that. So again, just things here and there, but for the most part, we're doing great. So
I find that copyright laws are very confusing.
Absolutely.
Even for adults, and it seems like the way you've talked about how you've handled these situations has been handled very professionally.
Thank you.
And I would think it would be a challenge to go to your coworkers and have to say, hey,
Absolutely.
Wait a minute, you're in violation of a copyright law. And so I really think that your idea of presenting it like as a staff development type thing was a great way to let your whole staff kind of be aware of the Teachers Pay Teachers situation and how they can avoid having any copyright issues.
Right. And I tried to share with them, like on I'll be honest, I had to go to YouTube copyright school. If you've never done that, good for you. But I had a read aloud that I left for a lesson, and so I filmed myself doing the read aloud, and I got an email from YouTube saying I needed to go to copyright school, that was in violation of copyright because I shared the entire book on my YouTube channel. And so copyright school is really easy. You go through, you read a little information, take a little quiz, but I share that I'm not perfect either, and I have gone through copyright classes, so, and it still happens, but we are trying our best.
What a great example. I'm sure a lot of people didn't even realize that was in some sort of copyright violation to read a book on YouTube.
Absolutely. No. So, they're all over YouTube, but it is a copyright violation, so it's definitely something to think about. But
thanks for sharing that with us, Clara.
You're welcome.
What about issues with students with information ethics? I know you mentioned at the beginning a lot of the issues you see because your pre-K through second is mostly dealing with teachers and faculty members. But what about anything with students that you've seen at your school?
I do think it is important to, of course, educate students as early as possible on information ethics, how to cite sources, or talking about how you can't just copy from a book. Our first and second grade cluster classes, when they begin their research, that is definitely a lesson that we do in collaboration with the teachers who are teaching the class. We talk about, you know, when we're researching, we have sources where we get our information from, but there are ways to use their information that is appropriate and ways that is not appropriate. And so it's definitely a good idea to teach about that. And like I said, we try to start at a really young age. So,
well, I think it is important, like you said, to start at a young age. That way they understand, you know, the importance of, you know, not plagiarizing someone else's work.
Absolutely.
And they can kind of build upon it each grade level.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
You know, I think that we pretty much covered it. Like I said, we try to start them early. We want, we're a pre-K through second campus. There's only 2 of us in our district that are pre-K through second. And so I do think it's really important for us to really educate our students early about how to cite sources, how to use things under our fair use laws and copyright laws. And, you know, we want them to be good digital citizens, and we try to start that education early.
Okay.
That's really important.
And I wanted to ask you one more question.
Absolutely.
Okay. Since you said you are a pre-K through second grade school, I'm assuming you do a lot of collaboration with your sister school, the 3rd through 5th grade school,
Absolutely.
Alvin Elementary.
Yeah, they're right next door to us. The librarian and I, of course, we talk, and then our teachers, they do vertical alignment through the TEAC, so we are in constant integration. We're constantly integrated together.
Okay. Thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed today and talking about information ethics with me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.